was walking in the lobby the other day, and there were 4 ladies that were talking, and I listened in, and one of the ladies said, you know, I take this medicine for my blood pressure, and I'm dizzy all the time. And another lady said, you know, I have arthritis, and I can hardly move my arm. And another one said, you know, my feet don't work good, and I stumble and everything, and it's not good. And I heard the 4th lady say, well, that's okay, we all can still drive. Now, if you didn't live in Beaton Creek, you wouldn't understand that. But you do. Our resident comedian in the area, Shelly Bloom, is up next. Thanks, Shelly.
Tonight I'm your local jester. You all remember Art Linkletter, and he had a wonderful TV show and books. And we all know that kids say and do the darndest things. They're always honest, they live in their own little world, and they're going to tell you like it is. I was pregnant with my 2nd daughter, my oldest was 2. When I delivered her, one of the grandparents gave my 2-year-old a doll that looked like an infant. I'm home from the hospital, and my neighbor calls me. Now, her house overlooks my backyard. And she said, hi, how are you? Do you have the baby? Yeah. Where's the baby? I said, sleeping in our crib. She goes, look outside. My 2-year-old had this doll that looked real and was throwing it down the slide. The first time my oldest was allowed to babysit, and I'm going to guess she was probably about 13, and of course she'd been begging to babysit. So as soon as we leave the house, she immediately has an argument with her youngest sister and sends her to her room. And as the evening wore on, she went upstairs and said, I'll meet you at the swing set at midnight. I didn't know my backyard turned into the OK Corral. As we all had, our kids had accidents. One of my kids broke their finger, and I'm taking her to the emergency room. So, if anybody knows me, the radio's on all the time. So the news is on, and of course if it bleeds, it leads. So they're talking about all these accidents, and she goes, and why aren't they telling them I got hurt? In junior high school, I don't know if they still have the program, it was called the DARE program, and it was to teach the kids safety and drugs and all that kind of stuff. And my daughter, I think, was in 8th grade. She walks in, and there's an officer there with a German Shepherd. The Shepherd immediately pins her against the wall, and she's going, I don't do drugs. I've never done drugs. And the officer doesn't know what's going on, and then it dawns on him. He goes, do you have a female Siberian Husky? She said yes. The only thing that turns this dog on. One of my kids, about 3 years old, comes out of the bathroom and she goes, I've got a tushy. You've got a tushy. Why does Daddy have a finger? My middle daughter, during her senior year at high school, was elected Miss Spanish River. That meant one of her jobs was to plan all the pep rallies in the school. So she had some wild ideas, but she gets this idea one day, and she's going to have a Kiss a Pig contest. She arranges with a farmer to get a pig, not a real big one, but a pig. Brings the pig home on the back seat of my Mercedes, and brings it into the house, and our Siberian Husky does not like the pig. Puts the pig on the back porch and has to get prepared for its debut to be a Kiss-A-Pig. So she gets the shampoo out, and the dog shampoo, and is bathing the pig. Of course, that was the night the rabbi decided to stop by. A 7-year-old is, a 7-year-old boy comes home from school one day and tells his mother that he needs a girlfriend, so he's got to work on his pickup lines. And he's trying it out on his mother, and he says, if I see a pretty girl, and if I ask her to spell cute, and she does, and I say, yes, you are really cute, do you think that'll work? If he's doing this at 7, what is he gonna do at 17? A 5-year-old is just finishing kindergarten, and they feel will test very high, and they want to make sure she gets in the right first grade class. So she has to go in for testing. So the mother drops her off. When she comes back to pick her up, the teacher's in the hallway doing this. So the mother goes, what's wrong? Well, one of the questions was to name a drink. And the 5-year-old said, a hot buttered rum. And the mother said, that's a drink, and it's what we served our guests over the weekend. A 5-year-old said, I can't try my best today. It's not available at this time. A little girl is listening to her parents talk about the dog and taking the dog to the vet. And she doesn't understand. She understands the vet, that it's the pet doctor, but she doesn't understand something that they're talking about. So she asks her parents, how can a dog have a CAT scan? A young boy is saying his prayers as he does every night with his mother. And out of the blue, she had no idea where this came from, and out of the blue he says, thank you, God, for clothes. I understand it's illegal to go naked. A 10-year-old girl said men shouldn't have birthdays because they never grow up. Now, you all have stories about your kids. Before you forget them, please write them down for 2 reasons. First, that you can share them with your kids. Or you can blackmail your kids if your kids don't want their children to know what you did. You don't stop laughing because you grow old because you stop laughing.